Parasites Regained, Futurama's newest episode, has been released. When I first heard the title, I probably wasn't alone in thinking this would be heavily related to the Season 3 episode, Parasites Lost. We were all wrong. Now before I get deeper into the review, I'll say this. One of two things happened here. Either the writers of this episode scrolled through IMDb to see which episodes did well, saw Parasites Lost, watched it, and completely missed the point of the episode, thinking it was the mere presence of worms which made it good. This being the only parallel between the episodes, really. Or they knew damn well what they were doing, having written a loose plotline for an episode, and working the worms into it somehow, just so they could justify giving it the title, Parasites Regained. And just like a YouTuber who doesn't care about their viewers, they gave the episode an exciting, promising title to trick people into watching its underwhelming, only loosely related content. That was a very long-winded way for me to explain that, but TLDR, the episode is almost fully unrelated to the original, and it's unclear if the writers are stupid or just lazy. Even if they were trying to be clever, I'd actually say giving the episode this title is a fundamental error. Taking a step back, I suppose this episode does have legs to stand on, but expecting not only a plot line like the one in Series 3, but also hoping the quality of writing and jokes would be as good, it meant my initial gut reaction was that this was a load of... Well, I'll keep this video clean, so finish that sentence in your head. So, finally going into more detail about the plot of this episode, the first thing to mention is that no parasites are regained, because Fry doesn't get them, Nibbler does. I thought, fair enough, I love Nibbler, especially episodes like The Wire Fry. Unless I missed something, it's unclear how he got them, as there was no egg sandwich involved, but I guess that's not too important. To get rid of the worms, which have also infested Nibbler's litter box, they must shrink down to defeat them. I reckon they could have used those VR suits they did last time, as that way their lives wouldn't be on the line, but I guess that would prevent the other plot devices. They encounter some dung beetles, and yes, I'm calling it dung, because it seems that was supposed to be one of the funniest jokes in the episode, which is incredibly sad. The beetles teach them that they must cross the desert to defeat the worms, so they set out, learning about the ugly creatures there and their food chain. They arrive and see an enormous, scary worm, only for it to be the parasites Fry had, arranged in formation. Admittedly, I found that quite cool. They kill plenty of them, but when Nibbler smells his litter box, he has an epiphany and joins the crew, insisting they stop. He gives a strange, preachy message about accepting the food chain for what it is, meaning he should let the worms eat away at his brain. I've left some intricacies out, as I personally don't think they have too much bearing, but unsurprisingly, in the end, they figure out how to make Nibbler normal again. Thank God, because it would have messed up so much lore if they hadn't. It's unclear to me what the message of this episode was, as it seemed rather preachy, without really going anywhere. I think they were saying don't mess with animals and the way of life, unless it is absolutely necessary. Which I guess kind of makes sense, though I can't imagine hunters are the show's main demographic. Once again, I guess the episode was bearable for the most part, but the fact that my standards for watching something are this low really says it all. I'd actually go as far as to say the jokes were inversely funny. They took humour out of the show. It's as if the building blocks were there for an incredible episode. Nibbler, mind-altering parasites, even the coffee shop Fry and Leela went to in Parasites Lost. But yet they somehow managed to make this feel like a chore to watch. Evidently, my opinion's kind of turned since I reviewed the first episode in this season, and hopefully you're not frustrated that I've become so negative. But I'm the kind of person who actually prefers when shows quit while they're ahead, instead of milking them till they're dry. This time last week I was optimistic, but I think now I have very little hope for this show. Looking at the titles, I assumed this episode would be the best this season, but I think so far I'd put it at the bottom. It does seem like a sly way of getting viewers back. And another thing I'll mention is I'm 99% sure the whole reason they did the fight scene by Nibbler's poop was so they could have this shot here for the advert, making it ambiguous enough for it to look like they're inside someone's body. But maybe I'm overanalyzing. So, yeah. Am I going to keep watching this season? Absolutely. I need the peace of mind in case it does pick up. But would I recommend it so far? No. There are much better shows out there, so don't bother unless you're a superfan who feels they have to. Do check out my other reviews and rankings. I promise they're not so negative. And I also have a video ranking every time cartoon characters have entered the body, from Family Guy to SpongeBob, so you may enjoy that too. Oh, and I've started creating original shorts, so check those out.